Step back is to say, what kind of technology are we using? Are you using specific LLMs? Are you using proprietary stuff? Are you doing OpenClaw? Like, what is that like so people can take the information that they've learned thus far of our conversation and then really have a good understanding of like, what your experience and expertise is? Certainly, you do this in a lot of different industries and companies, but help us understand a little bit more of what that is like kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite things to talk about. So like I would start it the same way I start talking to most people. Like it's not a magic robot. It's an LLM call on a while loop, right? There's nothing intelligent about it. It's painfully boring when you see behind the curtain, actually. And so, when you're looking at building these things, you also want to look at the tools out there. And so, me personally, I have an agent that helps me run my company. It does research for me. It codes. It helps do pull review or PR reviews. It does all of that for me to help with my side of the company. It also helps me find clients. It also helps me do marketing. That's running on OpenClaw. So I was like, I don't really need to build like an entire harness for myself. I'm using OpenClaw. It's right here. Actually, this little MacBook, it's running great for me. So use case is achieved. I'm not going to keep going and pushing it until I have another use case for it. Another client that I've worked with, we built a bookkeeping system. They do all their bookkeeping with QuickBooks. We automated the entire thing and added agentic capabilities to help them. So they took a process that was like an hour a purchase down to, 2 minutes a purchase, right? So it was significant for them. That runs on NAN. I don't need anything more than that for that program. That agent just runs on NAN. Roseland, the app that I'm coming out with, that is running on a completely custom harness. So I had to build a custom harness for that with custom tools. I had to get a custom memory system set up so that it works only on your device, and also anonymizes all the data. So when it gives it to the LLM, we don't know who you are. So you have that privacy. So that needed a custom harness built for it. There's other programs out there like Hermes. I haven't checked out that harness. I know that Block just came out with a harness. So you're going to see a lot of these harnesses just start to come out. But all these tools really, it's just what is your use case? And then how do we get you that use case with the tools that make the most sense? And so I'd always start with, is this a workflow or an agent, right? There's a big difference. A workflow is the ability to there's A, and then we're going to do B, C, D to get to E, right? And so that's the workflow. We might have some LLMs in that, right? An agent is going to be something that's connected to an LLM, have tools, has a memory system, has all of that together. And then it's going to drive the conversation more, right? So you're going to have a broad request, and then it's going to decide what tools to do. It's going to go grab the memory context. It's going to do everything. You're not really guiding it. You're just steering it away, right? So there's a big difference there. A lot of people will just say it's all agents, but the reason I say that is because if you're doing workflows, NAN is a fantastic tool, right? I would just use NAN. If you're doing an agent, then it's just like how custom do you need that agent to be? That decides if you need to do a custom harness, or you could do something like OpenClaw. If you're just like chatting with it and you're not doing something very specific to your industry or your memory or your data, ChatGPT is also fantastic. That's also a harness. That's also an agent that has tools. You can connect your data to it. If you're just doing broad things, that's also an option. So it really comes down to what are you trying to accomplish and how.